So I'm having a chat with Dan from the Wombats. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks. We're currently on tour, playing our new album from start to finish, which has been amazing to finally, get the songs out of our heads, off the CD, and into a room with people and seeing people's reactions live in the flesh. It's been amazing. And just to play again, to be honest, with Murph and Todd, for the three of us to be on stage together after the last 2 years is pretty amazing feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've done a couple of gigs already since coming back after the pandemic. But what was it like being back on stage for the first time?
Yeah, it was just mad, because doing the whole album, it brought it all to life. That's what happens with live music, obviously. But you can see each other, you're reacting with each other, because we didn't even record the album in the same studio. Murph was in Los Angeles, I was in London, Todd was in London as well for most of it. But so for us to finally be here playing, the first day we rehearsed, to be honest, together, we were absolutely buzzing.
I had a chat with Todd at Reading Festival just last year, so I've got quite a little bit of a lowdown of what's going on, and one of that is that you've got a new record coming out this week. What can you tell us about the release?
So it's a bit of a journey. It feels like we've sort of pushed ourselves in. I'd say there's certain genres, and even within songs themselves, there's U-turns that happen, and rhythmic shifts, and music anyway. It just feels like we've really challenged ourselves, which was the aim from the word go. To be honest, we wanted to make sure that every song we did felt like something we hadn't done before, and make sure we're as excited as possible, so that people people listening are as well. So I feel like we've achieved that. And then lyrically, obviously the album title, Fix Yourself, Not the World, it's it was a very thought-provoking title option, and we all discussed it for a while, and we just felt like it was a really thought-provoking and conversation-starting kind of title, and it summed up the album really, where we've talked about mental health a lot in Wombats songs over the years, and it's just a kind of extension of that really, that if you're really depressed or avoiding the demons and your own issues and stuff, then you're not going to be as much use to your neighbor, partner, society, the world, as you could be if you actually just have a little look inwards once in a while and check in with yourself and kind of put your arm around your demons and say, come on fella, we're mates, let's come on, we can get through this. So yeah, that sums it up a little bit maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. And the latest single that we've been playing off the record is Everything I Love Is Going to Die. What can you tell us about the track?
So it sounds more morbid than it's supposed to be. But it's I guess it's just about holding that thought in your head, when that we are just little specks of dust floating around a rock around a big sun, and it's everything is going to die, and it's kind of living in the moment and not try and encourage yourself not to dwell on the small details and worry about tiny little things that we all do ultimately. But so I guess that song's a reminder just to be in the moment, to really cherish the things that you love, and try and keep that mentality, and keep reminding yourself of that anytime the world starts getting a bit too much.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last time we had a chat, you were on tour yourself. We caught up in Newport, and you're heading back out on tour in April, which is a nice big arena-sized run. I bet you can't wait to be back on that. Yeah,
I mean, we're taking each day one day at a time at the moment, so just doing this run this week is absolutely amazing. But of course, we can't wait to play some of the bigger shows as well. But for us, it's the only thing that really changes is just the production gets a bit bigger. The essence is always the same for us. It's we're just playing our songs in a room with hopefully some people who want to have a good time and interact and smile and dance and sing. And so yeah, can't wait for the whole year.
Yeah, it's looking busy as well with Europe coming up straight after that as well, taking it overseas. I bet you can't wait to be back playing abroad again after so long.
Yeah, I mean, I have not stayed in one city as long as I have over these last 2 years, since I was probably 16. So it's going to be nice to get back out there and meet loads of people and just visually see some other stuff. And yeah, I mean, touring Europe's amazing. Like, all the amazing cities around Europe and all the different languages and foods and, everything just changes from day to day. And it's really lovely place to tour.
Yeah, and you've already got a festival date booked in for Tramlines in July. Are you doing more of the festival run again this year? Because we know that you love doing the festivals.
Yeah, we've got, I think we're doing Victorious in Portsmouth as well. We've got a couple in America, Kendall Calling in the Lakes. Yeah, there's a few, but a lot of festivals, to be honest, because of the pandemic, they're sticking with the lineups that they had when they cancelled over the last 2 years. So there's I would imagine there's going to be a lot fewer than there would normally be. So I would imagine that 2023 is going to be kind of our main festival season or whatever you call it. But yeah, no, looking forward to the ones we got booked in anyway. It's going to be good.
Good. And with so much time being able to, not being able to tour over the last year and a half, 2 years due to COVID, I bet you've been writing loads. So have you had a chance to write even more for the Wombats? Because I know you do your solo stuff too.
Yeah. So we've got, there's going to be we're not sure exactly what we're doing yet, but I think there's going to be a sort of 5-song EP that we're going to put out maybe later in the year at some point.
Nice.
And there's a few other B-sides, and yeah, we made a lot of songs, and it's kind of figuring out exactly how they all fit together. I mean, even deciding on the sort of album track listing took a while, but we're gonna, our intention is that we'll release them all at some point in some way, and you never know, some of the ones that didn't make it onto this album or the EP maybe will be kind of a starting point for the next album. And yeah, as you say, the side project stuff, I did another solo album. Me and Todd have done another Sunship Balloon album. I'm sure Merv's busy doing another Love, Fame, Tragedy album. So there was nothing else to do. And, being creative and writing songs is like therapy for all three of us. So that was all we had to do for 2 years, basically. But haven't written, I don't think any of us have really done anything, particularly creative writing-wise for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, because it's just been getting ready for the tour, and it's been, you're almost exhausted from all the writing and kind of drained of all creative energy almost. So it's so good. It's perfect timing to be back on the road.
Absolutely. Well, Dan, it's been a pleasure having a catch up with you.
All right. Nice one. Thanks. All the best.